How you going, guys? Peter here again. Look, I thought that it was necessary for me to do a follow-up video on the one of my videos that I did on Pastor Brian and Hillsong, sort of like a part two. When I shared that video, that I felt like the Lord just wanted me to share something about it, and I wasn't even aware of the fact that 60 Minutes did did that a show on him actually that night. And so I hadn't actually watched 60 Minutes at the time of that first video that I did, that first YouTube message. But so that's why I felt I needed to add to and just do this little video to add to that one, to the first one. Now, as I said before in my first video, I was a part of Hillsong Church, and of course, I shared my concerns about the direction the church was going in and some of the things that was sort of going on, but just the general direction the church was taking. But looking at those testimonies of those women at Hillsong, uh, I can tell you now, it's just rubbish. It's rubbish. And this is coming from someone who, I don't have an agenda, okay? I'm not sticking up for Hillsong. I'm sticking up for the truth. I was part of Hillsong. I served in Hillsong. It was part of leadership there. And I, for a fact, there's a thing called Safe Church in Hillsong, and they introduced that as a response to laws. And so Safe Church is basically an induction that people do when they serve in Hillsong as a volunteer. And so they get exposed to all these things that you can do. So there's a hotline number that you can ring if anything happens. If there's any concerns that you have whatsoever about anything at all, you don't have to necessarily talk to your leader or pastor or whatever, but you can talk to another person, uh, which is totally removed from the situation, and can have a confidential conversation, and it can be dealt with at that level. So it's a bit like being in a company where large companies have this sort of system happening. But that those women would have been well aware of that system happening. So they would have been well aware that that's what they could have done to address the situation. So I'm telling you now that what they've basically said is a lie. I reckon it's a lie. I mean, of course, I wasn't involved, but I'm saying that there are so many things that they could have done before they could have gone to the press and made a big kerfuffle about all this. So I just wanted to make that clear that Hillsong, Hillsong almost goes over the top when it comes to safety with their people and protecting their people's dignity and all that sort of stuff. Like there's so many things that they try to do. So what what the press has done, what 60 Minutes has done, it's just totally unethical. And what those two women have done is totally unethical. Of course, this doesn't condone the behaviour of that young man at Hillsong. Of course, it doesn't condone that. I mean, he did something silly, but of course, big church, wherever there's people, there's going to be imperfection. So that doesn't mean everybody's like that. So I just wanted to bring a little bit of perspective to anyone who's watching this videos. I've noticed there's been quite a few views on it. So I just want to protect. I really just want Christians, especially here, and if there's non-Christians reading this, it's just a warning to you: don't believe the press. Most of the stuff we see coming through the TV is just fake. It's a lie. It's propaganda, and this world that we live in is almost void of real truth. Okay, so I think we just have to accept this now, guys. We just have to accept this. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up and just let you know where I stood on that issue with regards to 60 Minutes and that absolute dismal, shameful reporting that was done. Shame on you, 60 Minutes. Shame on you, Australian media. Anyway, I still love you guys. I still love you. God bless you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and give you peace. Amen.